Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Talk, episode number 10. Now, what we're going to be taking a look at today is a tremendous sea change. Democrats see a path to remaking the Senate filibuster. This isn't good, guys. This is not good. This is not how democracy works. This is not how our republic works. Yes, we live in a constitutional republic. The states are a democracy that feed into the federal constitutional republic. There's a process. You do not remake the Senate filibuster. You don't. This is not how this works. One party does not get to monopolize the republic. Here we go. When Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia opened the door this week to making it more painful for I'm going to assume, Republicans to block legislation, some Democrats saw a game-changing opportunity to remake the Senate and lift a key obstacle to a progressive agenda. That's the key word. Agenda. Nobody should have an agenda. Nobody. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, you're all supposed to serve the people of the United States of America, not your own personal agenda. Agenda is a bad word. Progressive. You can't cram down a progressive agenda on people. This is one of the most inclusive countries, if not the most inclusive country in the world. We're more progressive than every other country because of free speech. They don't have free speech in Britain. You may not like what somebody says, but guess what? You have the freedom to not like their speech. They have the freedom to not like your speech, and you have the freedom to say that speech. An agenda is never a good thing. That's bad. It was a telling shift for Manchin, the most outspoken Democrat supporter of the filibuster. An apparent sign of party consensus that the rule can be... Oh, this by the way, it's coming from NBC News, so that ought to tell you something. An apparent sign of party consensus that the rule can be softened, if not abolished. It should not be. The filibuster needs to be there. Some progressives say his idea would open the door to passing ambitious bills to bolster voting rights and gun control. Okay, look, you know what? You don't get to cram down what you feel is right on other people. You don't. It don't work that way. The Second Amendment is there for a reason. The First Amendment is there for a reason. Freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, like going everything. The right to a fair and speedy trial. Your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. The Bill of Rights. Guys, this isn't hard. It's not hard. Which cleared the House and are headed for a fatal crash with the Senate's 60-vote threshold. Yeah, you're not going to get it. It's very significant, Senator Jeff Merkley, Democrat of Oregon, the chief antagonist of the filibuster, said in an interview. There's been a tremendous sea change in the Democratic caucus, saying we were elected to solve problems, not to apologize because Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell stopped us. Well, I mean, he is Senate Republican leader, but he is not the Senate majority leader. Yeah, that's a problem. When you're trying to cram down on the Senate minority leader, a majority ruling, that's bad. That excuse will not fly, nor should it. Like, dude, you don't get to make that determination. You are nobody who gets to cram down anything on anybody. Oregon, go back to Oregon. Like, you don't get to cram down your crap on people. There are other people in this country. There's about 335 million of them. And guess what? We're not going to stand for it, dude. Like, you don't get to do it. This is a constitutional republic where, you know what, all of our voices count. Not just yours, Senator Jeff Merkley from Oregon. Merkley said he has been gauging interest among senators about a talking filibuster, which Manchin backed. The idea is to test obstructing senators by forcing them to talk in order to halt legislation. The West Virginian alluded to the actor Jimmy Stewart in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Yeah, because we need to literally, let's put a movie in there. That's a good way to put it. Such a change would end the filibuster as it currently exists, while still allowing a determined minority to slow down or scuttle bills. It doesn't need to slow down or scuttle. The filibuster needs to stay. You don't get to pack the courts. You don't get to abolish the filibuster. It would also enable a resolute majority to outlast them. No. The point of our governmental system is so a majority does not rule. This is not a standard democracy. We have a constitutional republic that is backed by a democratic election process for certain positions in the government, mainly the president and vice president of the United States. That's it. Senators, congressmen, House representatives, stuff like that. But the thing is, though, is that we have a constitutional republic. We are not a standard democracy. We're not a democratic republic. We are a constitutional republic. The federal government is a constitutional republic. The states are democratic. It's a difference. Man, I hated U.S. history in high school. Now I understand why it was important. Democrats have 50 votes in the Senate and would need every member on board to change the rules. It's not going to happen. But as Republicans are quick to warn them, they may live to regret the new precedent. Yeah, because if you decide to cram down your crap on the supposed minority, it will shift. Trust me. In the next election, the Republicans are strong contenders to take back the House and the Senate, and you're not gonna like it. And then, of course, if in 2024 Trump decides to run again, he's going to be a strong opponent. And even my governor, Ron DeSantis, if he decides to run or pair with Trump, you never know. I mean, Trump lives here in Florida right now. I'm just saying, the pendulum swings, ladies and gentlemen, and it swings. Majorities come and majorities go. Exactly what I just said. But the essence of the Senate is the filibuster on the legislative calendar. Change that, and you change the Senate. And America forever, McConnell told reporters, rejecting any alteration to the rule. Yeah, I shouldn't. The status quo on this issue is exactly where it ought to be. Exactly. As McConnell noted, Manchin and Senator Kristen Sinema, Democrat of Arizona, were the two Democrats who spoke out against ending the filibuster during a January debate about its future, but they also didn't rule out making changes to it. Well, I stand with them on the fact that they shouldn't end the filibuster, but they also shouldn't make changes to it. It's there for a reason. It's been there for a long time. It's been there for over a century. I believe or what was that? The courts. Sorry, I'm trying to dig up my knowledge on U.S. government. No, the last time they made a change to the Supreme Court was like 125 years ago. The filibuster has been here less than a decade. I think it's less than a decade. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and reminisce in my head. Manchin made clear Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press and Wednesday on Fox News he isn't calling for new exemptions to the filibuster for some issues, saying, "I will never forsake my belief that the minority should have input." Well, yeah, absolutely they should. But he said there should be a higher bar to obstruct. No, there really shouldn't. because that's not how you cram down on people that you disagree with. People have to make sure that they're willing to show. It'd be great, don't you think, if someone was down there telling you why they're objecting, Manchin said on Fox News. This week, Senator Bob Casey, Democrat, Philadelphia, and Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, Democrat, Nevada, also endorsed a talking filibuster. Others have said that they're open to fully ending the filibuster, including Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat in Minnesota. Yeah, she needs to go away. Who has a reputation as a moderate. She is not a moderate if she's talking about ending the filibuster. A moderate would not talk. I will give you a moderate. A moderate Democrat would talk about a talking filibuster. I'll give you that. I'll give Senator Bob Casey and Senator Catherine Cortez Masto all in a talking filibuster. I'll give you a moderate for that. But Amy Klobuchar is not a moderate. She is not. If she's talking about ending the filibuster, that's not moderate, dude. The issue of voting rights will be a monumentous test of Democrats' willingness to keep the filibuster, as Republican-led state legislators around the country, including Georgia, moved to pass a wave of restrictive election laws that experts say will disproportionately hinder Democrats' access to the ballot. Well, you know what? You don't need to change election laws because what you're trying to do is wrong. Massive mail-in voting is not a thing. I am all for early voting. I am. I'll say within a week of the election. I think what, some states are 2 weeks, some are 3. It's a little much. I do agree that it is not election month; it is election day. But early voting should be something that you can, we'll say, a week to week and a half tops. Anyway, you do not need to be you don't need to be counting mail-in ballots, 10 days after the election. If it is postmarked the date of the election, it needs to be counted. That's not a problem. But something that shows up after the fact, up to 10 days, no. Voting rights is preservative of all other rights. It's not just one legislative issue alongside others. It is the very basis upon which we get sent here to argue the case of the American people, said Senator Ralph Warnock, Democrat, Georgia. Georgia. Whose January win is in the historically red state put Democrats in the majority. Yeah, well, Ralph Warnock is a weirdo, so good job on that one. It is urgent, and therefore I think all options have to be on the table in terms of Senate rules. Yeah, no, they don't. Talking filibuster, how would it work? The details of any rule change would be critical, Merkley said. Under current rules established in 1975, that's right. I was thinking it was in the 70s. I thought the 80s for a second, but I was like, maybe the 70s. Anyway, the onus is on the majority to find 60 votes to proceed on legislation. If 41 or more senators vote against it, the bill stalls and there's nothing the majority can do. Merkley calls it a no-show, no-effort, silent, invisible blockade. A talking filibuster would flip that onus, requiring a group of 41 senators to hold the floor and take turns talking incessantly. Why incessantly? Incessantly doesn't do anything good. To air their grievances with the legislation being considered. Eventually, Merkley explained one of the two things will happen. The majority party will lose its nerve and pull the bill, or the number of senators present will fall under 41, enable the majority to advance the bill with a 3/5 majority. This is another way that it's just going to stall the bill. It's going to cause, instead of a bill being dead to rights right where it is and moving forward on new legislation, this will actually stall a bill further and cause, if not, this is going to be the ultimate stalemate. This is going to be worse than anything. Who's going to budge? The side that gets tired first, the side that gets frustrated first. You're talking about stalling it for talk about a government shutdown. the government shutdowns that have happened in the last decade have been ridiculous. Like going, oh, we can't decide on a budget. Like going, and the government shuts down for a week or two, and it's like going, dude, what? That's like this, but for legislation. That's not a good thing. Manchin remarks came in a week when Republicans unified in opposition to President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. It's not a COVID relief package, like on the barely any of it's going to for COVID relief. It's going to bail out California, New York, and badly run. Yeah, let's bail out Portland, Oregon. It's a good one. They let Chaz pop up, or was it? I think it was. Oh, yeah, I think it was Portland that let Chaz pop up. Anyway, the autonomous zones that have popped up. Yeah, law and order. Here we go. Despite its high popularity, because everybody's going to get money, which made some Democrats pessimistic about striking big bipartisan deals on matters like immigration and infrastructure. This was a pivotal week, said Adam Gentleson, a former Senate Democratic leadership aide and author of the book Kill Switch. Yeah, dude, I don't care about your book. Look, guys, the bottom line, this is not good. This is not a good thing. This is going to stall bills for days, weeks. I don't think months, but who knows? Stalling votes in the Senate is not a good thing. The House is democratically run. They push out garbage bills all the time. They pushed out to impeach President Trump twice on nonsensical stuff. The first one, you could probably actually make a little bit of an argument. I would actually agree with that. The second one, no. Could you censure him? Absolutely. You could censure would most likely stick, but impeachment on a president who became a former president by the time the hearing was, that's not going to stand. It's not going to stand. This is a way for more nonsense, for them to waste more of our money, and there need to be term limits in Congress and the House. In the Senate and the House, there need to be term limits. This is nonsense. You get these garbage individuals like Nancy Pelosi, who have been there for 18 decades, and Joe Biden, who's been there for 49 years and hasn't accomplished crap other than the crime bill, the 96 crime bill. Ooh, good job. You put a bunch of black young men in jail. The war on drugs and all that stuff. Yeah, super. Anyway, this video went way too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is not a good thing. Contact your representative. Say no to this. And we'll definitely talk to you guys again soon. See ya.